Welcome to the Moon Magic Tarot channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. These readings are your weekly guidance from Spirit. I post them every Sunday. They are timeless readings, so you can find them at any time. I'm seeing this card for reading one already. You can always trust your intuition. You'll always find the right reading at the right time. Some of you I know will be following these as I post them. Others will be tuning in at a later date. We're going to draw 3 cards, a rune and a charm, and we will be asking for guidance. And I am seeing this card as reading number 3, and we will be asking really if there is anything your spirit team wish to tell you right now and also for the coming 7 days. So reading number 1, you have Shaktipat of Seahorse. Reading number 2, you have Garuda Supana, vision of the eagle. And reading number 3, you have Deer of Delta. Very beautiful energy. Okay, let's draw a rune and a charm as well. Okay, reading number 1, you have the rune of possessions, of nourishment. Reading number 2, you have the rune of ice. And reading number 3, oh, you have the blank rune. Let's draw some charms. Okay. Okay, so reading number 1, you have a beautiful heart. Reading number 2, interesting, we are calling in the bird nation here. We have both the eagle, we also have the owl. It's a pretty powerful combination. And reading number 3, we have the blank rune and we have the charm of love. Okay. So Super Souls, I'm going to leave the video running just for a few moments longer so you can take your time. If you need any longer, just press the pause button. And I will put the timestamps in the information box and the comments for phone users so you can just zap straight through to whichever reading or readings are speaking to you. Super Souls, I will see you in just a moment. Reading number 1, thank you so much for joining me. You've been guided in by Shaktipat of Seahorse, a beautiful heart, and the rune of possessions, of nourishment. This is actually already saying something. Reading number 1, we'll draw more cards, of course, and runes potentially, but this is already speaking to me of it's like having a connection with people who actually resonate with you. It's like being able to be in some aspect of relationship that nourishes you, that looks after you. You look after others too, but it really highlights what I would see as an interdependent connection. Seahorses, they don't like rough seas. They live in harmony, they live in balance, and they are in perfect alignment with their environment within a giving and receiving connection. This beautiful heart here, nourishment, the rune of nourishment, possessions. Let's see what else we're shown. So we're asking, reading number 1, for guidance for you from your spirit teams for the coming week. What do they want you to see right now as you are progressing on your journey, your pathway, your earth walk? What do they want you to see right now and in the next 7 days? What do they wish to share with you? Okay, we have the 7 of Cups. We have the Sun. Ooh, this is very interesting. Reading number 1. we have the Judgment. I feel like reading number 1, there's going to be something this week that you can celebrate, literally, that you can kind of like shout to the world. Because look at the sun and, with a moon within it here as well. There's vibrancy, it's very interesting. The Judgment is quite interesting because I'm also feeling like there's a judgment call that you've maybe had to make. We have Justice. Very interesting to have Judgment and Justice. And then we have Knight of Cups, okay. And look at the horses coming through here. The seahorse, the horse in the sun, the Knight of Cups coming in. I feel like you've possibly just had to make some sort of judgment call over something. Maybe you saw somebody for who they actually were. And you've had to sort of, well, it tipped the balance somehow. You did, you saw something. Look at the eye on that sword. And the balance is here. It tipped the balance. Maybe you had a perspective on someone or something, or the circumstances, but probably someone within some circumstances. Maybe this is a general reading, so it might not just apply to people, it could apply to circumstances, but you've basically, I feel like you've either just had to make a judgment call. We are looking back here, so I do feel that you've maybe already made it. As and when you come to this reading, whether it's because you follow them weekly on Sundays as I post them, or whether you are finding this reading at a different time, you either have just made a judgment call or you are about to. And it's come because you've seen something. We have this sword with the eye, and looking at the Judgment card, this figure is covered in eyes. You've seen something. Interestingly enough, it doesn't feel like I feel like there's an aspect of disappointment around it. Okay, it could be a love connection. Either way, I feel like you had high expectations of something or someone, and there's been a realization. You've seen that they're not really going to be. This wouldn't create a fluent and balanced relationship. It's not going to be mutually nourishing. Okay, that's what I'm really seeing here. What I really rather like here, see, I really feel like I'm looking at, it's quite interesting, almost like a past and a future. I feel this is something that's just come to pass. Could be a love relationship. One way or the other, you've brought something back into balance by making a judgment call. You were presented with information that allowed you to see something very clearly. I don't feel like you're massively fazed by this. It's really interesting. Even if this person wasn't terribly upfront about themselves, I don't feel like I feel like you have an inner strength whereby you know what you want in whatever this area of your world is, if it's love or if it's a work connection, whatever it might be. There's enough strength within you, your own inner circle, your own inner spiral, your own inner strength is actually intact, completely intact. You know how sometimes somebody can disappoint us and it just throws us completely. I mean, disappointment is a really interesting emotion. It can derail us. But the reality, the purpose of disappointment is it asks us to put the brakes on and have a good look at what's going on and make decisions accordingly, literally, if necessary, to call that shot. I feel like you've had to do that. But what's really interesting is in doing that, you've righted your own energy. And I feel that it's almost as though, and I do think this is true anyway, as we are moving into the dawning of a new age, and certainly what I'm noticing in my world and in the people's worlds around me, it's almost like there are consequences to our actions, and in a sort of a karmic way, it's like everything is happening much more quickly. It's like there's a funnel where there's the cause and effect of things within our own range of free will and conscious choice is becoming much faster, which means that if you write your energy and you say no to somebody that was never going to be resonating with you, actually it flips really quickly. And I do. It's like suddenly you can celebrate. I feel like you can drink. You can raise your glass to this. Toast yourself. Celebrate. You know your energy's intact. And as a consequence, I feel like something's now about to arrive in your world. It's the counterpart of what you didn't want. You've had an experience of something. You may have had many, but it's like there's something that you're connected to. You've called a shot without it being dramatic, without it being a biggie. You didn't sweat the small stuff. And as a consequence, something is about to now come straight back into you. It's like, that's not working, not doing that. Oh, well, here we are. We'll give you the opposite. You've raised your energy. Let's match that. It feels really like that, reading number 1. I feel like there's going to be a cause to celebrate this week. And it's come about because you called that shot. Okay? Because you drew a line, you knew where you were at. You kind of said, no, I choose to live in harmony. I choose to live with a mutuality of giving and receiving. And I'm not prepared to do anything less. You nourished the ground for your own deliverance. Absolutely perfect. Super good. Well, let's ask for more advice, really, to see. I mean, I think it's clear as to something that's happened or is about to happen. If it hasn't yet happened, I think you're going to call the shot. But the moment you write that energy, and if this is new to you, if you haven't yet called the shot and there's somebody where something doesn't feel quite right, then your guides and your spirit team are saying to you, call the shot, it'll write itself, the energy will write itself, and then bingo, you'll be tasting the very thing that you actually wanted. Because I do feel somebody didn't really step up. They weren't quite what they said they were going to be, but you're not broken-hearted. It's gorgeous. You're cool with this. You're really cool with this. Right, let's draw some more cards. I'd like more information about how is this emerging, what's actually coming in. I literally feel like we don't need to dwell on the past. You dealt with it, and if you haven't, you're about to. So what else is coming in? What are we going to be shown that is coming in to the world of reading number 1? Ooh. Okay, fearless. This is really awesome. Reading number 1, you have the card of fearless. Excuse me. Wow, Sisters of the Sacred Spiral and Play With Me. Okay. I'm putting these here in this order. Right, let's talk you through these cards. Loving it, loving it. I love the way this is sitting here, under the card of Judgment. Do you know, in a way, it's really interesting because what this reading sort of says with me, the Play With Me card is saying both play with me and don't play with me. It's like you're not interested in playing games. You're not interested in that sort of stuff. You're totally up for being playful, embracing life fearlessly. You've turned a corner. Sisters of the Sacral Spiral, it's like you've literally turned the energy, you've created an energy shift and you have remained intact. It's almost as though your purity has remained intact. You've been able to handle a situation. I know I wasn't going to dwell on the past or go back to it, but I do feel in calling the shot, you've just established something. You may even have been doing this for a while. You may actually have been calling those shots for a little while. As in, you might have, I mean, if this is about love for you, you may have met a series of people and just been, really aware that they're not for you. And it won't have been a judgment or a criticism of the other person, just a calling that shot. That this isn't right. I'm looking for the right person, the right environment, the right situation, the right community. I'm looking for something that resonates. I'm not prepared to compromise. It's no judgment on anyone else, but actually I'll call that shot because I'm not settling for less. And you've been, for some of you, you've been doing this for a little while. And the outcome of that is that what you really now do want and what will really resonate with you is about to come. You've embraced those challenges and you've created the turning point. And now you have a strength about you. It's really interesting because in a way, you're quite, the word I want to use is formidable, but I don't mean it in any negative connotation. I mean it in the most empowered, vibrant, source energy, fired up spirit type of way. Okay, it's the spiritual warrior way. Okay, you're formidable because you don't play games. You're formidable because you don't take any crap. But you have the sweetest, kindest, adorable soul. You are playful, you are delightful, you have a purity in you, but you have a strength that comes from within. This is absolutely lovely. So I can see this is showing us that there's a validation here from your spirit team. They're saying you've had a few experiences. That's cool. Now you really know what resonates and what doesn't. You've been calling the shots, some of you, for a while. Yeah, you've had to see quite a few different situations. But now it's interesting because the universe now looks down on you kindly because you are upholding the essence of something that's actually about integrity, not entering into codependent relationships, not buying into that stuff. And you're about to literally toast the future, leap into something new fearlessly. New beginnings, something's coming in. And you are being invited to embrace it fearlessly and playfully. Okay, what is coming in? May we please ask, what is coming into the world of reading number 1? What is this gift? Okay, let's have a look at these cards. Strength, Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, this is so interesting. I feel like I'm not being allowed to see exactly what it is that's about to come into your world. I'm going to follow it through, just because it maybe there's some reason why we're not supposed to be seeing it. We have the World and we have the Two of Swords. The biggest thing that's coming through here is this let's bear with me. I'm just going to pause the video so that I can adjust the cards so you can see them all. Okay, so hopefully that's laid everything out so you can see everything at this moment in time. And I will draw some more cards. I'm so curious about this. What I do see, and this is a weekly reading, so we are looking at the next 7 days really. I think you're being honoured and validated, literally celebrated. Now, I think there'll be an opening for you this week. I said I can't see the specifics and that I'm not being shown, but it may be because it's in more than one area. We've got Knight of Cups here and now we have Knight of Pentacles. I had sort of wondered, was this a love coming into your world for those of you looking for love? But you see, I feel like it's almost like the energy of prosperity is coming into your world. Something that you have worked at. It's like something you've worked at is literally marching into your world this week. It's very interesting. And there's a window of opportunity here. Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. We have the World You're never going to be in a position where you can't see something again. I mean, there's a celebration of this. It's literally, I don't think you'll ever be in that situation where you don't see something properly anymore. Bear with me, reading number one. I'm just going to draw a few more cards because something's coming into your world this week, I feel. In the next 7 days, this is a 7-day reading. It's something that is really creating, I mean, it literally is a new dawn for you. It's a new opportunity. It's something you want. It's almost like you've been guided to it, and it's seriously going to open your world up. I mean, really, really open your world up. I am wondering if for some of you, now for some of you it could be connected to love. For some of you it could be connected to some aspect of your career pathway or some opportunity that comes in financially. If it's a financial contract, then just cross the T's, dot the I's, pay attention to the detail, okay? Because it's important that you don't feel so blown away by the offer or the, you know, what's happening, that you don't look at the detail, okay? So that's really important. Got this duality of energy here. It's like, well, don't play with me, you know, versus come on, let's play. You know, it's a really interesting energy, fearless. And we have a duality in this card too. I think there'll be an offer of something this week for you. Now, for some, it could be about love, for some about money. Let's ask for some more advice here, please. We'll draw a couple of oracle cards. First of all, and then some more tarot. Right, we have the Bone Collector flying out for us. Right, okay, the timing is really, there's divine timing around something here. You have, and there's fertility coming into your world. We have the Hare. This is something you've been imagining, dreaming of, wanting for a long time. Let's place that there. One ring circus. Okay. Right, this is interesting. Okay. This card says you are enough. You have all the resources you need. One ring circus is very much about being, I won't say a one-man band, but it's being your own leader. It does kind of say that you are resourceful. You can rely upon yourself. Okay. Right. Reading, hence the Two of Swords that we have here. I've been wondering about this card because I'm thinking, you know, there's a celebration going on. You're really discerning now. You don't get fazed by things. You've just called a shot around something. But there's some other message coming in here as well. Right, something is coming into you this week. Please cross the T's, dot the I's. It's really important that you don't get blinded by the offer. Okay, because you have something that somebody else wants. Okay, you have something to give and somebody else wants it. Card of Justice, almost like contracts, legal agreements are sort of leaping out at me here. One ring circus. You have something that someone really wants. Now, whether I'm erring more here at this precise moment on kind of finances here in some way, shape or form. I'm not saying that there isn't love around you and you're going to celebrate yourself, but there's something about, you know, signing a deal here or something coming into your world that needs to be negotiated, agreed. Be fearless. Make sure that you are playful with everything. Approach in the same way that you've called the shots before and it hasn't fazed you. Look at the details because you don't want to get tangled into some contract with somebody who is approaching you because you're amazing and they can really, really see that being connected to you is going to benefit them. Okay, so just be mindful of that. You have every capacity to navigate this from a perspective of looking after your own interests, basically. Be fearless. Don't be afraid to challenge something. Don't think that if someone offers you a contract and you're not sure about it, don't feel that you can't go back and negotiate that, because you can. Don't jump at the first offer. You know, if you're selling real estate, for example, don't just accept the first offer. Go back and negotiate again. Okay? There's something that needs to be, something's coming in and you need to negotiate it. You will celebrate, literally, you'll be like, you are going to do well out of this. I mean, the world is going to totally open up for you. Now, whether this is in love and you're needing to make sure that you just navigate the beginnings of this in a way that mean that you are, you know, you make sure that your interests are completely, and you make it clear that your interests have to be met equally. But likewise, if you're navigating any aspect of contract or something comes into your world to be given to you, you're going to come out of this on top, but you need to view every aspect of it and make sure that you approach this from that position of looking after your own interests. For some of you, you know, there is some aspect of, as I said, real estate work, whatever it may be, an opportunity, an offer of something. And remember, most people have more than one offer in them, I would also venture to say. I remember, actually, I would say a very good estate agent told me that. Estate agents are a bit of a, you know, it's quite a niche kind of career. This person was very, very ethical and a really, really decent person. And I remember him saying to me, everybody has 3 offers in them. So you never accept the first. The second is hedging further towards what you might want. And the third will be the final one. There's something about that here. 1, 2, 3 before we arrive at the final space. We're going to ask for more information here. Maybe ask for more information for reading 1 for this week, for this next 7-day period. Okay. Oops, moving our cards around. We have Knight of Wands, we have the Emperor, we have Temperance, we have Ace of Swords. Right, lovely. This is super, really super. Right, reading number 1. Let me move these along for you. Wow, this is lovely, super lovely. Right, we are absolutely right to be thinking that this is really impressive. As a week for you, actually, I think. So we've got 2 knights. I mean, look at them at both ends of you. Really, I feel like you're protected. This is you're being guided. There's something that's going to be opened up for you. An offer of some sort is going to be made available in some way, shape or form, an opening in some way, shape or form, whatever that is that's working in the realness of your life. Look at it from both sides. You have all the resources you need to navigate this. View it from your own perspective, because I think this situation that you're going to enter into has real potential to bring you the world. But for everybody's well-being, it needs to be negotiated appropriately with your eyes wide open from day one. I feel like somebody or something is coming in full on. Knight of Wands. I love that we have Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. I mean, you know, you have the whole package here. Literally the whole package. The Knights are really in a space of moving things forwards, of creating stuff, making it real. And here you have everything. Cups, Wands, Pentacles, Swords. You have the package. Okay. And you do. You have all the resources. You are literally in a prime position to move probably every aspect of your life forwards, actually. Reading number 1, it's great. This is a week when something really comes to you. Be thoughtful about what you do with it, how you share it, how you negotiate it, how you divide, how you say divide if you were to receive a win of some sort. Be thoughtful about who you share that information with. You know, share it wisely. If we share too much with everybody, there'll be too many people clinging, hanging on. Your world will get out of balance. Think about investing in your own interests. Something significant is moving forwards. Your world potentially is really going to lift. This is an opening that will lift you and lead you. I'm not saying you will achieve the world this week, but my goodness me, there is an opening that's taking you on that pathway. Again, the offer, the Emperor. Temperance, weighing it up, really looking at the detail, thinking about it. But this is, I believe, a good offer. But there's something very important about the way we negotiate from day one, because it sets the pace of the energy from henceforth. Ace of Swords, this is really going to bring a new start to your world, sitting under the world. Super Souls, this is an amazing week for you. Keep me posted. You know, put stuff in the comments, because this is a 7-day reading wherever, at whatever time you are tuning in with this and your intuition has guided you into this reading. This is an amazing opportunity. This opening, there is an opening, and that opening is taking you on a pathway to significant success. And I really have to say, in all areas of your life, it's like everything is covered here. Yeah. Navigate, start as you intend to continue. That's what I want to say. If it's love, be yourself. Don't take any crap. Start as you intend to continue. You will be adored for who you are. If it's a house move, state clearly what you want, what you're looking for. Be prepared to negotiate, but on your terms. If it's work, if it's a contract, whatever it is, if you receive something and you're normally somebody who just gives to everybody, look after your own interests first. This is the flavour. Wow, and it really does feel like karmically you created it, because you called a shot, you cleared the energy around you, and because you cleared the energy around you, you made a decision. Wow, the universe can now deliver to you. Awesome work, I'm going to say, reading number 1. I mean, this is soul work. It really is. It's amazing. Super Souls, tons and tons and tons and tons of love to you. I mean, have the most incredible week with alertness and awareness and absolute joy. And if you'd like to get notification of any of my readings as soon as I upload them, these I post every single Sunday for weekly guidance, but you can find them in my Timeless Readings playlist. I'll put that link in the information box and comments, along with all the other links of anything and everything that I do that might be helpful or useful to you. There are extra tutorials on Patreon. Thank you, all of you guys who support me on Patreon and support my work. I have a free library, online library as well. And, you know, the contributions from Patreon support the library. Thank you so much. Thank you for your super thanks, the giving back through that. I mean, just thank you, all of you, for being here and part of this amazing community. You guys are just something else. So truly, truly, it's an honour to be connected with you all. And wow, reading number 1, this is... yeah, you did the work. Now the universe can deliver. It's awesome. This is the opening you've been looking for. It really is going to elevate every aspect of your life in every possible way. It's beautiful. Super Souls, tons of love. Yeah, tons of love. Welcome, reading number 2, to your weekly guidance from your spirit team. You've been guided in by Garuda Supana. We have the owl here as well, the charm, and the rune of ice. Now this is really interesting because, you know, we have the vision of the eagle here, being able to rise above something and see something. The owl can see absolutely precisely, even in the dark. I'm wondering with the rune of ice whether, you know, your spirit team this week are actually saying to you there's something you need to pause and notice. You need to see something. But let's draw cards and see what else we're shown. Obviously, this is a timeless reading, so Super Souls, you may be watching this as I've uploaded it. You may be watching it at a later date. But welcome to all of you. Now, that card really was flying out for me there, as is that one and this one. Actually, I see this card down here. 2 of them here. And another. This is interesting. Let's have a look and see what we have to start with just in the tarot. 7 of Cups. This is fascinating. This came out in exactly the same position in reading number 1. We have 5 of Pentacles. Very different reading, mind. Very different reading. We have the Queen of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups. We have the 2 of Wands. We have the 9 of Swords and the Queen of Wands. Look at that. Queen of Wands and Queen of Cups sitting together. Okay. I feel like, so this is a reading that is relevant to your world right now and for the next 7 days. This is very much in the immediacy of your journey. That's what these readings are about. Your spirit team, indeed your higher self, I would venture to say, is saying to you, look, somebody is trying to sway you. It's like someone's bending your ear. Somebody's trying to get you to change your mind about something. There's somebody's trying to influence you here. And I need to say that they're looking after their own interests. Okay? They're quite smug, really. Do you know, so the kind of scenarios, obviously this is a general reading, but the kind of scenarios that I'm sort of really connecting in with are, you're doing well at something, or an opportunity is given to you, or you're invited out to something, and somebody doesn't really, they're envious of you. Let's say you've got a lovely tight group of friends and you've just met someone and you think they might be the love of your life. And in principle, your friends on the one hand are appearing to be really supportive, but actually they're not. They're sort of bending your ear a bit. They're trying to make you see it negatively. They're trying to stop the progression of this. And it's meaning that you're weighing up choices here. It's like it may not be, that's just one example, but basically there are choices available to you. And there are people here who, from what I can see, are literally trying to, colour the outcome. They're trying to sway your perspectives, make you think differently about something. And it's all about their own interests. It really, really is. That's what I'm seeing. And I feel like there's more than one. So it's almost like people around you. It may just be a key person, but I get the impression it's more like a group of people. If you're in a working environment where you're doing really well, you know what I mean when you go, it's a bit like being at school sometimes, and if you get a really, really amazingly talented person, they sort of get slated and put down in a really subtle, sort of smarmy, nice, not very nice way, and it makes them not feel good about being good. If you get someone who's really clever at one particular subject and they don't feel like it's okay to be clever at that subject, or they're somebody who's not very academic but they're brilliant at drawing, but they don't want to really do that because they'll get put down for being good. It's just got this flavour of a group. It's like there's a block. We've got you here with this fabulous opportunity, and then somebody else in your world, or either someone or a group of people, it could be a specific person, there's probably a ringleader, is undermining that, okay? And they're doing it because for their own agenda. They really are. They quite like to, it's sort of putting the backstabby stuff, trying to sway opinions, trying to make people not think well of what you're doing. Okay, but what I do want to say is go for it anyway, and you're going to get it anyway. I think you kind of know that this stuff is there, okay? I think you're very aware of it and you're quite thoughtful about it. I feel like you really do need to feather your own nest. This is the pause, okay? And see it clearly. I think you're I think you have that overview of this situation completely. I think you've got that sussed. I think you're very conscious of it. And you're actually very compassionate about this. You're very, very compassionate about this situation. You know, you're very appreciative of how other people feel. The ice rune in this instance is to do with pressing the pause button and just taking your time to think about how best to navigate it from the higher ground. Wait until you're absolutely certain you've seen everything you need to see before making a choice and a decision, okay? You'll literally see everything. It's all going to become very, very clear. And don't be drawn into anybody else's drama. There'll be a way through this, and it's really worthwhile slowing down and pressing the pause button and not reacting, but taking your time to consider how you wish to respond. But basically, there's an amazing outcome for you. Absolutely amazing outcome. And just this sort of, you know, slightly backstabby, you know, obstructive, drama-y sort of school playgroundy stuff. That's got the flavour here. Let's draw more cards for you. Reading number 2. This is your guidance for the week. What you need to know now and in the next 7 days. May we ask for further information for reading number 2. I am feeling that is your card. May we ask for further information for reading number 2. Those are your cards. Let's look at these first. Okay. Grandmother of love, granddaughter of life. What a beautiful card. And we have grace in full flight. We have coming to life and movement. These are beautiful cards, reading number 2. Really beautiful cards. Right, okay. So this is quite clear. Don't you think where best to put these? We're just going to probably draw some more cards. I think we'll put them at either end here because that feels right. Okay. So I've sort of said, you know, I used an example of something like, you know, meeting someone or, you know, something coming into your world that's amazing, and of somebody being obstructive or just jealous or, you know, whatever it is. This is that you really are coming to life. It's like you're coming into your own. This is a phase in your life where you've worked for things and your world is stepping up and the universe is moving things forwards. Literally step by step, doorways are going to be opening for you. Now, they're not all going to open in this week, and no doubt our readings, if you're following them weekly, will be supporting you in that process. But you literally are in a place where you are coming to life. You are bursting forth. You have so much to share. And whatever the context of that is for you, because you're coming to life, it's almost like because your energy is rising, other people who are living in a lower vibration are picking up on that. Okay, but this is going to move forwards. As I said, the outcome is really good. We'll draw more cards around this sort of situation. Everything here is saying, you know, your spirit team are saying to you, look, slow down, don't react to anything, don't be drawn into anything, press the pause button, take time to really observe and notice. Observe what you can see, the vision of the eagle, and observe what is also what you can't see. You know, when you have a conversation with someone, it's really valuable to listen to what they say. It's also really valuable to listen to what isn't said, because it will tell you a lot. You know, it's like sometimes there's missing pieces of information, or you can tell that what is being said isn't quite what's being meant. This card, grandmother of love, granddaughter of life. several messages are coming through with this card for me. And for starters, I feel like saying to you that your ancestors are with you. They're walking with you. The essence of this, though, really does feel like, you know, like if for example, there's a bit of a family drama going on and you've got siblings involved and a parent is sitting on the fence because they're sort of trying to navigate the needs of all of their children, and they're not really seeing the situation clearly for what it is, because they're sitting on the fence, they're trying to keep the peace with all of their kids in some way, shape or form, rather than acknowledge that something's actually happened that isn't okay. And sometimes that can happen. And, you know, with the best will in the world, you know, we're busy people, and none of us get it right all the time. I don't voice it in a really critical way, but I feel like it's one of those moments when a grandparent is able to give you the time that you need. It's that energy of the grandmother who can sit down and listen to you because she's not rushed off her feet. She isn't working full time. You know, she has retired. She has the wisdom of her age and her experiences. And there's something about sharing what's going on with somebody in order to see it clearly, okay? So you may wish to seek help from a friend, or, you know, there's something here that is really important for you to, because you are about to lift and rise, grace in full flight. So if in any way you feel that this situation, you're struggling not to be drawn into the drama of it, or somebody else's blocks, or it's really, I don't know, got under your skin or pressed your buttons, talk to somebody. You'll get a balanced viewpoint from somebody, and honestly you'll rise and you'll leave it behind. Check in with a reading if you're having a wobble and you're thinking, gosh, am I right about this? If you're doubting it because it's below the belt and something just doesn't feel right, and yet at the same time the appearance, the words that are being said sound good but they don't feel good, that sort of thing. This is a playlist, this is a timeless reading, and I have a timeless readings playlist. I'm constantly filling, you know, adding to that. There are so many readings there that answer specific questions, and they're there to help if you have a wobble. They're there to help with your ongoing guidance and support, you know, through your journey. But you're going to rise above because you are coming to life in a big way, and this is going to move forwards, okay? And it's moving forwards quickly. If anything, I really do feel that this personal people can see that your world is moving forwards. They can sense it. They can sense the very aliveness in you. And because of that, they're having a reaction to it. It doesn't mean you have to have a reaction back. Let's ask for more information for reading number 2 about how this situation is going to pan out. 7 of Cups. You have the 7 of Cups. Wow. Oh my goodness me, look at this. You have the King of Pentacles. Gosh, reading number 2. Okay, 7 of Cups, King of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. You have 5 of Swords, and you have the Knight of Cups. Okay, 2 Knights. The King of Pentacles. Right. For starters, I think finances for you are looking up. Finances are looking up. Health is looking up. Love is looking up. Whatever is relevant. This is a general reading. It's a generic reading, so it's connecting to lots of different people's individual circumstances. Whatever is looking up in your world. Don't let people bend your ear or put you off something. You know, don't let whatever comes into your world this week, whatever you're working on, there are some sort of decisions to be made. And I feel that, don't talk to the wrong person. This is really clear. Yes, don't talk to the wrong person. Don't confide in the wrong person. Because if you confide in the wrong person, they could be telling you advice that is there because they have their own agenda. Don't confide in the wrong person. Don't let it be a headache either. And don't let them be a headache. I really do feel what you're being shown here by your spirit team is, as I say, just slow it down. Observe, notice. Don't be drawn into the drama. Stuff is coming into your world from all sides. You know, something is lifting. You're coming into your own. I know it's not all going to land this week, but my goodness me, I think there might be quite a lot of openings this week, if I'm truly honest. Or certainly there's an opportunity for you to make choices this week that affect the way in which things are moving forwards. Don't let somebody dissuade you from doing something you really want to do. Okay? Do what feels wholeheartedly right for you. Yeah, be very discerning in who you talk to. Let's draw just a few more cards just to complete this reading. I feel in a way the weekly guidance is here, but we would like a little more information just for supporting reading number 2, because in some ways all sorts of things there are choices available to you this week, and they do affect the pathway forward for you. And there's something about choosing who you talk to. The abundance and the life you want is coming. That's really clear. It's absolutely coming. It's kind of on the cards, so to speak. Grace in full flight. 9 of Cups, Knight of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Just in this decision making, be very thoughtful about who you discuss this with. That's the real advice for you this week. Now, may we see how this outcome will be for reading number 2. What do your spirit team show us? Interesting. There are too many cards here, but the one that's shown to us is the Knight of Discs, and I feel that was also being shown to us too. Another 9 of Cups. Wow. So really clear on the success front. A second 9 of Cups. Very clear, Knight of Discs, the harvest will come. Look at this, look at what we have here. So, we have Temperance, so we know there are choices that are going to need to be made. The choices you're making now are literally creating that rainbow bridge of your future. We have the card of the Teacher. We have the Devil, which is cutting cords. I love this card because it sort of feels like they're doing this really a little bit, really. Knight of Discs, it's kind of like I'm not going to be held back anymore. And the 9 of Cups, this is a card of harvest, and this is your rewards coming to you. In love, in money, you know, in abundance, in health. Yeah. 2 messages are coming from here. So, firstly, there are some choices to make this week. And again, as I've said, there's people trying to sway your choices. So we know that. Talk to the right people, not the wrong people. You'll know. Listen to your gut feeling. Literally. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your gut feeling. Weigh everything up. Slow it down. You're coming into your own. The Teacher. You may be making choices for some of you around either education or a career pathway, or something that will open up a pathway for you. Either way, it's a pathway that is leading you to some aspect of, I want to say abundance really, but it's you know, in the future this is coming to you. Knight of Discs, the Harvest card, 9 of Cups, celebration, satisfaction, contentment. The Devil here, my apologies. The Devil here, I feel, is really saying you have to sort of cut some cords to some of the people or the habits of that sort of dramatic thinking, and just really view this really thoughtfully, as I said, and be very aware of the kind of people who operate in the background for their own agenda. It's really time to look after you. Super Souls, this is really very clear guidance for the coming week for you. I'm so thrilled for the future that you're building, because you are coming into your own, and we are seeing really abundance coming in your love life, in your working life, in your financial life. But decisions this week will need to be made, or certainly and it's very important that we're making the right choices here and not talking to the wrong people who would wish to sway the outcome in a manner that would be more about their well-being than your own. In essence, that is what we're seeing. Reading number 2, I'm thrilled for your future. I really am. It's awesome. Way to go. Yeah, persevere, keep going. This is magic. If this is resonating with you and you'd like to get notification of any of my readings, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, they should come into your stream. This is part of my, this is a timeless reading. You may be following it as a weekly reading. I post every Sunday, but I post lots of other readings as well. You can access this and many others in my Timeless Readings playlist. So if you need to check out, can I trust this person? What are this person's intentions? How will this situation pan out? There are a ton of readings in that playlist that answer specific questions, and they are there to help along the way. Super Souls, I'll put all the relevant links, including the link to the playlist, in the information box below. So just scroll down through all the links and find any of the resources there that are right for you. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here, for being a part of this amazing community. Thank you to those of you who are, giving back through the super thanks. I'm so moved, it's just so kind of you. And thank you to those of you who are supporting all the work I do ongoing through Patreon. And I'm uploading tutorials about reading cards now on Patreon and Vimeo as well, so do check those out if that's something you're interested in as well. Super Souls, tons and tons and tons of love. Welcome, reading number 3. You have been guided to this reading by the Deer of Delta, by the Blank Rune, which is a rune of possibility. There's something being nurtured into being, and you have the charm of love. Feels very gentle energy here in your reading. So we are asking your spirit team for guidance for you right here, right now, and for the next 7 days, for the week ahead. See what we are shown for reading number 3. We'll draw some tarot cards first. Oh wow, you have the energy of the Sun. You have the Knight of Pentacles. You have the King of Wands. You have the Devil. We'll put that here, I think. You have the Chariot. You have the Two of Wands. And you have the Judgment card as well. Okay. So, gosh. What are we tuning in with here? Reading number 3. What is the guidance for this week, for here and now and this week? For starters, I feel like you need to be gentle with yourself. That's absolutely present. What I'm feeling like, there's a lot going on in your world, okay? And it's almost as though you are needing, I'm not saying you're not managing this, okay? I feel like you're basically spinning a lot of plates. There's a lot happening in your world. There's a lot going on. It's busy, it's hectic, it's vibrant. There's nothing wrong with what's going on. It's all, I'll talk about the Devil in a moment. We'll be drawing more cards. But I do feel there's a lot happening. It feels busy, it feels hectic, and full on is the answer, really. That's what I feel like. It's really full on. And I feel like your spirit team are actually saying to you, not so much step down, but really make sure that there is a clear division between your external world and your internal world, between your work world and your home world, between your public life and your private life. I really feel like there needs to be a division in some way, because things are really busy and hectic for you. There's lots happening here. It feels very vibrant. It feels very exciting. It's quite full on. Let's really look at this. So we have the sun. You know, you're in a space where there's an awful lot. What I would say is I feel like you're in a space of emergence. There's an awful lot that's actually arriving in your world, and it's kind of arriving simultaneously. Okay. In some ways, things are absolutely moving forwards. We have the Knight of Pentacles here, King of Wands. But actually, everything's, in some ways, things are really moving forwards quite fast, okay? If they haven't been moving forwards fast, and if you've been feeling a little bit stuck, I think they're about to. Do you know, it's really interesting actually. What I do feel is that maybe there has been a period of time for you guys where it's been really strange. It's almost like your world has been really, really busy and really, really hectic, and yet nothing has really significantly moved forwards. Do you know what I mean? We get times like that and it feels really crazy, and you kind of think like I'm running and running and running, and all I'm doing is standing still. You know, it's like just, that's how it is. And I feel like that's how it's been. Now things are actually about to start moving forwards for you. We're seeing an opening here this week. There's an opening, and there's something is going to move forwards. It's probably at work. It's most likely to be at work. It could be to do with your health, but I think it's one way or the other. I think something is going to take place at work that is going to start to shift things and move things forwards. Literally, almost as if I think somebody will bring you a message will arrive, or a communication will land. Interestingly enough, I think it might slightly throw you into turmoil over which, it might mean that there are choices then available to you, and you might actually not feel quite ready for those choices. Let's draw more cards, because it's almost like, so it's fascinating sort of push-pull energy really. I feel you've wanted something to happen. You've been waiting for something, then something then arrives. You've been working really, really hard and feeling like you've been standing still. Then suddenly something arrives and you think, oh, I've got to make a choice now. So the one thing you wanted to arrive is going to arrive. You're going to get a communication that will confirm. It may not actually arrive in its final form, but it will herald the arrival of something coming. Okay? So for example, if you were waiting for a promotion at work, a communication will come. You won't necessarily have the offer if you're moving house, if you're whatever it is for you in your world. You won't necessarily have the sort of the actual deal, but a communication will come that will tell you that it's coming, if that makes sense. I do think it's going to slightly throw you into a space of conflict, which is interesting. And I don't know whether that's just because you are tired, because you've been running at 1,000 miles an hour and feeling like you're only ever standing still, or whether there's something in the communication that gives you an element of conflict, or you start to worry about it because you don't yet clearly know exactly what shape that promotion's going to be, or whatever that is that's coming. But there will be a communication that will let you know it's coming. That's what I feel is going to happen this week for you guys. Reading number 3. And here we have you needing to nurture. You are in a space of gestation, you see, so you've been trying to hatch something. The key here is really, excuse me, I'll move my hand quickly. I almost burnt myself on the candle there. Right, note to self, candles are hot. Okay, I think we're going to draw some more cards and ask for a little bit more information about this. It's interesting because I feel like it's almost one of those situations that could also take you out of your comfort zone. And even though you really, really want it, a part of you will question whether you have the energy to do it. That's one I want to see. This card here. And I think this card here. And some more. Let me just draw some oracle cards first. See what we are shown. Okay. So, Sisters of the Sacred Spiral, blessing to begin. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Right, okay. I think this card is kind of you procrastinating a little bit. It's exactly got that flavour as it's what I was just saying about, you know, the world's been really busy, you've been hatching a plan, you've really wanted something, and you know, you've been working so hard to stand still. Suddenly it arrives and you're faced with that, oh, what do I do? You know, I don't think it will quite arrive, but it will be, the potential of its arrival will come. Sisters of the Sacred Spiral, blessing to begin. This is really clear. You know, there will be some choices to make, but it is completely right for you to actually step out of any aspect of your comfort zone and commit to moving forwards. You're going to need to ditch any aspect of procrastination. You can approach it calmly, but you do need to ditch any aspect of procrastination. Very interesting. We have sad embrace, we have field of dreams, and we have coming apart. Ah, I see exactly what we're being shown here. Part of the procrastination is because it's not so much coming out of your safe zone, but it means leaving something. I think it possibly does mean leaving your safe zone. You know, when you get that, I don't know, that university offer, and it's the one you really, really wanted, or you've got two offers and you think, well, which one do I do? The university course I really, really, really want to do is kind of like miles and miles away, or there's one much, much closer to home that would be a much safer option, but it's not really the course I want to do. The other one's better, but I'd have to leap out of my safe zone and I'd have to take myself to somewhere that's bigger, more expansive. So there's a coming apart, a leaving. There's a sadness associated with this. And yet, this is a dream you've wanted. Okay, this is a dream that's hatching, it's happening. You're going to get notification, I think, of something this week that will give you that choice. And you'll be thinking, you know, what option do I do? Whatever that option is, whatever that choice is, and we'll draw more cards for you. It is the right time to begin. You have the card blessing to begin. Categorically, you do need to make a choice and you do need to begin something new. It's really appropriate and right for you. This is going to be information that heralds the potential of a choice and a shift and a move. Let's draw some more cards. Wow, okay. We have Ace of Swords. We have the card of the Lovers. Let's just move this here. We have Ace of Swords. We have the card of the Lovers. We have the Seven of Cups. And we have the Moon. Very interestingly, this is a choice, whatever comes into your world. The Lovers is fundamentally a card of choice. Okay. And we're seeing that there's going to be a choice, something coming into your world that creates a choice. We do have this energy of love. For some of you, this choice could be something that is connected to a relationship. Maybe a partner gets a promotion and you know it's amazing and you really want to support them, but it would mean you moving and leaving behind something. It's a dream you've shared, but it would mean leaving something behind. You might meet someone and suddenly think, do you know, actually this changes everything. This now alters the dreams of the future. This might alter where I'm going to go. Whatever comes into your world, there are going to be choices. It will herald a choice. Now, I want to say this is where it's quite important to consider the power of the mind. Okay, because on the one hand, I think there's real value in looking at this logically. Okay, Ace of Swords is a very good card to connect to in thinking about things and having the power of the mind to support your decisions. So I think you can view this with thought. And actually, do you know, I would actually say this is a time not to let your emotions overwhelm you, because the danger, I think, of your emotions overwhelming you in this situation is that you don't see clearly. You know, this is a time when your mind needs to collaborate with your heart. And sometimes the emotions we experience are not a response to the here and now. They are to do with fears of the past. And there's quite a distinct definition here in this reading. Don't let fears of the past stop you from moving forwards, because you have blessing to begin. This is the right time. So if this is some aspect of relationship, don't let it govern. Don't let a fear from a previous relationship, for example, get in the way. Use your powerful mind, and alongside rest and retreat and nurture of yourself, self-care, to actually allow yourself, give yourself that absolute permission to move forwards and to begin, because something new is coming into your world. And you are certainly going to get the first inclination of what that's about, the first piece of information that's going to come to you, some communication in some way, shape or form that is going to show you this new opportunity. Don't let the past cause you, or indeed procrastination, or what I would call the what if thinking. You know, because it's not quite clear yet, and we go through the what if this and what if that, and what if thinking actually comes from anxiety. It's a product. It's where certain emotions trigger certain thinking patterns, and those thinking patterns, interestingly enough, then generate even more of the same emotion. I wrote, for those of you that are new to my channel, I was an accredited psychotherapist for over 28 years. I wrote a book called Mindfulness Meets Emotional Awareness. That book will teach you how to identify challenging emotions, really difficult ones, and how to turn them into a source of empowerment. It will literally help you to understand why we have those emotions, what they're telling you, what they're communicating, and that will help you to understand and separate whether this is an emotion that connects to a past experience, or whether it's an emotion that comes in the present time as a piece of helpful information. Either way, that book might help you, as might my free online library, which is a completely free resource. Super Souls, I'll just put all the links in the information box for you, so scroll down if any of that stuff will be helpful to you. But yeah, you need to keep your mind very much in charge of the choices that are right for you here, okay? May we please ask for some more information about reading number 3? I kind of would like to ask your spirit team, can we catch a little bit of a glimpse into the future to see what the outcome of this choice and this letting go of procrastination and allowing yourself to receive the clarity of what this potential opening is? You know, may we catch a glimpse into the future for reading number 3 to see the outcome of this, please. Princess of Wands. Wow. Wow. So we have Princess of Wands. I'm going to sit and do my wow stuff. I should apologize. Sometimes I seem to spend some of the readings going wow, wow, but you know, sometimes they are, you know. Princess of Wands, look at this. She burns this tapestry behind her. She moves ahead. We have Princess of Wands. We have Princess of Discs. Okay, this is serious celebration. This is manifesting, working. This is stuff coming into your world, burning your bridges, literally moving forwards to a place of abundance. Abundance with security. And this is a card of safety, of security, of comfort, contentment, and the Ace of Cups. Love, new beginnings, doing something you love, being with someone you love. Whatever this opportunity is you're going to hear about it this week. Okay, that's what we're being shown. Yes, it will present you with choices. Yes, it will take you out of your comfort zone. Yes, it might throw you into procrastination and what if thinking, but that's to be worked through. You know, use your mind, the power of your mind, and dive into any of my free resources if they'll help you. This is the glimpse of the future. The past is burned. The old tapestry is no longer something you carry or wear. This is a time of abundance, of safety, contentment, security, and it's a new beginning, it's new love. For some of you, this may well be connected to a loving relationship, but it could also be a career that you love, moving to an area that you love. It just means leaving something behind. If it's university, it's going to the one that really, it's a course that's ultimately going to make your heart sing and bring you the life and the lifestyle and the security and the abundance you want in the future. So this is not a choice to be fearful of, it is a choice to embrace with clarity of mind. Super souls, I feel that this is all that we need to ask of your spirit team this week for your guidance. It's a beautiful reading number 3. I mean, gosh, and I just love the blank rune. I mean, this is a space of possibility. It's like I always think this rune is like the infinite space of possibilities that sit in the unknowable future. You know, it's just a magical space of possibilities that are just there for you to move into and receive. Your future is looking very bright, but yes, it does involve leaving something behind and the sadness of that and the choices and the stuff that choice throws up for us. But this is awesome. Reading number 3, if this reading is resonating with you, do subscribe, press the little bell icon if you want to get notification of any of my readings. I post these readings every Sunday for weekly guidance. You can tune into them on the day or in the week, or you can find them at a later date if you're looking for guidance for any time in your week. You will always find, if you trust your intuition, the right one for you. I do tons of other readings that ask very specific questions. So if you're having a wobble, how will this pan out? Is this a yes or a no decision? All sorts of readings that are relevant. I have a whole, as I said, online library that's a free resource to help with emotions and psychological stuff. So I'll put all the links in the information box, including the timeless playlist. I just do a lot of stuff. So scroll down, tap into anything that will be helpful or work for you. And Super Souls, thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. It really is an honour to read for you. Thank you for being a part of this amazing community. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Thank you for all of you who've been giving back through the super thanks as well. Guys, thank you so much. And to those of you who support my work on Patreon and support the ongoing upkeep of my free library through Patreon, thank you too. I'm now posting tutorials on Patreon as a thank you to those people who support me there, and they're also available on Vimeo as well. Links will be in the information box and comments. Super souls, sending you all the love in the world. This is a really interesting week for you because, yeah, there's a real opportunity that you're going to hear about, and it really is it's opening doorways to your future, and it's a beautiful future. Tons and tons of love.